live right, cause it can't miss. All about the game, that's a cold switch. Serving up the truth, call it ruthless. Tune in and get your fix from Blake and Vish Sports.
Looking toward the future, it's looking like the Niners' vision of contending with their vets is not going to work out. So they're probably going to need to pivot to Lance as soon as he's healthy. Can he salvage this season, or is it beyond him? Is it too late?
So salvaging this season is interesting because it has to depend on what your definition of salvaging.
Sure, of course.
Season. We've talked about it this entire show. The Niners, and Kyle Shanahan has done a great job of making it seem like the Niners' only issue the last 3 years was the quarterback position. And, people like me have fallen victim into talking too much about the quarterback situation when there have been issues sitting right in front of us that we have ignored. And so we're seeing a little bit of that today. But their issues go well beyond the quarterback situation. Trey Lance isn't going to magically come in and solve issues. Like, it's not going to be like replacing Marcus Mariota with Ryan Tannehill and your team finally takes off and A.J. Brown is finally realizing his potential. Corey Davis is playing well. Derrick Henry is becoming the best running back in the NFL. That's not what's going to happen. But what could happen is you can create some sort of momentum for 2022. I think as Niners fans, most of us, we're so used to losing, we'll put up with it one more season. But we'll put up with it one more season if we see Trey Lance getting better week to week. And by week 17, week 16, week 17, we can start bragging to people, yeah, we have a quarterback. We have Trey Lance. Just wait for Trey Lance year 2. You can create that sort of momentum. And I think from that standpoint, he can salvage the season in the sense that he can give optimism towards the season. He can give optimism to preserving Kyle Shanahan for one more year.
Say Kyle Shanahan's job.
For one more year.
They missed the playoffs and those two look like they're in sync. They're good.
He can do all of those things with the 49ers still going 6-11, still having all of these aforementioned issues, as long as no matter how he starts, the first game could be brutal. It could be like how Justin Fields had it against the Bucs yesterday. Yeah. But if it finishes with some level of positivity, it can all turn around. And I think from that standpoint, he can salvage things. But there's a long way to go, I think. If you think that Trey Lance is going to salvage this season in terms of, automatically he's going to come in and rattle off 7 games, 6-1, the way Lamar Jackson did his rookie season. I don't think that's going to happen. And then the other thing with Lance,
it's probably not going to. The Niners are so banged up at this point, and I think can he salvage the season? No,
their division is too tough.
It's not just a quarterback problem on the Niners. We just laid it out. Their corners can't pull off what they're trying to do. Their head coach is either bad or in a funk. So it's not like all down to the quarterback position, but can he salvage it in the sense of, can he give fans a reason to keep watching? Yeah. Absolutely.
And I think
can he give hope for the future? Yeah. And can he make this season not a total freaking waste? Because the way I look at the first 6 games is that they were a waste. You haven't developed the future of your franchise. You just learned the hard way that your window's closed. We could have told you that, but you learned the hard way, and now
this is why people like Grant and me and Crocker and Rich Madrid and all these people just said, rip the Band-Aid off and start this man from day one. And, I buy the argument. Maybe Kyle Shanahan felt some pressure and he's won with Garoppolo. But then if you felt pressure, here's where I get real frustrated with it. Because if you felt any sort of pressure to win this season, then you're not trading up your entire draft to go get a quarterback at pick 3 who you're not confident can start year 1. And I think most people were kind of aware that, Trey Lance, it might take some time. We're not exactly sure where his developmental track is just because we didn't get to see him play football last year and all of that. And so if you're so scared about your job, you don't make a future move like that. You go get Matthew Stafford. That's what you do. You go get a veteran quarterback who you insert day one, will be an upgrade and you're going to be better. And so that's where I don't buy that argument, honestly. I feel like Kyle Shanahan, if he had that much job security, there should be no reason that you should be just spending $25 million on Jimmy Garoppolo. Like, why?
Yeah. So I'm excited to see the Lance portion of this season because I feel like it's what this season was always about. And they just got to it a little late. It's too bad that they didn't give him more of a ability to hit the ground running, but okay, they're here now. Vish, it's been an hour. There's some questions.
We can go through it.
Let's go through it. All right, just a second. Let me take that off and boom. All right. Jeremy says, is it possible to hire a strong GM that Kyle will fall in line for, or will they have to clean house? Well, here's the way they could do it. They could hire they do have to clean house, but what they could do is hire the strong GM, and the GM says, I'm going to give Kyle a 1-year evaluation. That's what they would do in baseball. Now, football, it's much more brutal, and
they do that.
I mean, you could do that. You could.
George Payton and Vic Fangio are doing that right now.
Exactly. You could do that. I don't know, because you might look at Kyle Shanahan as an asset. I don't know. I don't know. I think he's starting to lose a little luster. But
I have 2 questions. Here's why. One, I don't think you can do that.
Okay.
The first reason I don't think you could do that is because they tried to do that originally, and every single strong GM candidate, Casario, Gutekunst, all the guys that they interviewed in that process, they all dropped out when the 49ers ultimately landed with John Lynch. So clearly Kyle Shanahan was never interested in having that type of guy to begin with. And second of all, and here's my question to you, if they did do that and they said 1-year evaluation, what would stop Kyle Shanahan from just saying, I'm out? I don't want to do this 1-year evaluation.
Well,
he can still get a head coaching job today.
Right now, man. I mean, if he's coming off his 4th losing season in 5 years, he might just have to be like a good soldier and say, okay, I understand that I haven't gotten the results, and I just want to do what's best for the 49ers.
But he should still find a job elsewhere. I feel like he could still find a job elsewhere. And he might look at it and say, I'm still regarded. My offensive play calling is still looked at as genius. Let me get the hell out of here. Let this GM hire whoever he wants, and I'll get out and maybe find a job.
Kind of hard to sell him to a fan base as a head coach right now. I mean, he just doesn't have the results. He just doesn't. But anyway, they can't judge talent whatsoever. This explains why the Mac Jones rumors were happening. They are so out of the loop with the rest of the league. I mean, I guess that's what happens when you have an announcer running your front office. It's rough.
I mean, I don't know. I don't know if Mac Jones means that they were out of the loop with the rest of the league, because it seemed like the rest of the league also had a high evaluation of Mac Jones.
They're going to trade Debo in the offseason to get some picks back, and Kyle's going to start his rebuild next year so he can extend his coaching career.
How many times are they going to rebuild?
How many times? And why is he competent to do that when he couldn't get the first build right? It's like you messed up the building, and you're getting the same person who messed up the building to rebuild.
They're going to build the best defensive line in the NFL for 1 season.
And then we're going to trade the leader of the defensive line and replace him with someone who's got a messed up knee. Mike says, people saying we should trade players for picks. Do you really trust Lynch to capitalize on those picks? No.
But they need assets.
They do. Honest question, are we at the point where we think about trading Kittle? Yes. I am.
I think you can't. There's nothing that should be. I think that there should be nothing that's out of question, honestly. You have to look into everything.
Leonard was happy the Niners got away from misdirection, similar to Matthew after the Super Bowl. Someone should ask about this on the presser today. I'm going to look that up. Did he really say that? I'm going to look that up.
Yeah, he said that after the first try, they got away from the misdirection stuff, and we were really happy because that was really forcing us to play, and we were struggling with it. He said it word for verbatim. I mean, Greg, that was mentioned I'm telling you, the NBC postgame, very good. Rodney Harrison is fantastic. He mentioned it. Chris Sims mentioned it, and Chris Collinsworth beat it to death on the broadcast. But I don't know why they got away from it.
Wow.